Programming your goals for success. Programming is a computer term that aptly describes what happens when we feed a goal into the network of our minds. We give it the goal and then program it to achieve it. It then works like a locked-on missile seeking out its target. The following are proven programming techniques that will ensure you land right on target. Affirm what you want. Affirming what you want means stating your goals in the present tense as if you'd achieve it. The brain takes whatever action needed to comply with the affirmation. Affirmation should be positive, realistic and expressed in emotive words such as, I love, and, I enjoy. All of life's outstanding achievers use affirmations. World champion boxer Muhammed Ali said, I am the greatest. Computer Ludwig Van Beethoven said, I know that I am an artist. Affirmations can also be made for teams or even whole organizations. We are proud of our workforce. We enjoy maintaining and improving our high standard of work. We thrive on the feedback we get from our customers as a way of knowing how well we are doing. Visualize it. Visualization means seeing yourself in your mind's eye having achieved your goal. The secret of visualization is to do it in such rich detail and with all your senses, that you are fully there. Ray Kroc, founder of restaurant chain McDonald's, had a regular bedtime routine. He would imagine all the day's problems written on a blackboard. One by one, he would visualize them being solved. As a result, he managed to sleep like a log. There are many examples of how mental visualization can aid actual performance, especially in the sports world. One example is Air Force Colonel George Hall, who was captured in the Vietnam War and held in prison for 7 years. Each day, Hall played a full game of golf in his imagination. 1 week after release, he entered the Greater New Orleans Open and shot round of 76. Another example comes from the Moscow Olympics of 1980. The Russian team split some of their athletes into 4 groups and gave them different levels of practical and mental training. Group A spent 100% of their time in practice. Group B spent 75% in practice and 25% on mental. Group C spent 50% on each. Group D spent 75% on mental and 25% in practice. Group D won the most medals. Motivation. The likelihood that we will reach our goals depends on our level of motivation. The word motivation comes from the Latin verb movere, to move. Motivation is a drive that causes movement or a reason to move. Gestalt therapy argues that when we are content, with our needs satisfied and no goals to achieve, we are whole. Gestalt is German for the whole structure. We are in a static state but going nowhere. When we present a new goal to our subconscious brain, we move out of the static state into a state of positive discontent. This state provides us with the motivation to move towards the goal. When our goals depend on others, there are 2 main motivation techniques, push and pull. These are a matched pair. While pushing is shooting with a high-velocity rifle, pulling is fishing with a tempting bait. With pushing you create repulsion and fear, often based on the loss of something desired, but with pulling you create desire and attraction, often with the promise of something desired. Pushing is more difficult than pulling and may be far less effective. When you push, you're like a sheepdog telling a flock of sheep where to go, but sometimes they can scatter in all directions. When you pull, you're like a shepherd calling the flock towards you. They know there's only one place to go. The best motivation is a mix of push and pull. You push to break people away from their current stupor and pull to see them come home to the goal. Practice your shots. The more you practice your shots, the more likely you are to score well when the need to act arises. It is what cricketers do in the nets. Or teams that rehearse fire drills each week. Or entrepreneurs who visit their home each day as if they already owned it. The brain cannot tell the difference between imaginations and reality, and so will simply believe you have already achieved your goals. Debug with positive self-talk. Just as a computer program occasionally gets infected with viruses and bugs, so your own goal-setting programming can get infected with setbacks, doubts, and feelings of failure. That's you will need an antivirus mental program to get rid of the bugs. One such programming is positive suggestions, which is activated whenever you have thoughts of fear, panic or doom. Simply replace your negative thoughts with positive ones and remind yourself of your progress. Every day in every way I am getting nearer and nearer my goals. Leave it alone. Once we find our goals into our subconscious brains, it's very important that our brains get on the job without interference. The conscious brain is like the machine operator while the subconscious is the machine itself. This means that you have to let go and resist the temptation to analyze or check how it's doing. It is like the penalty shooter who starts worrying about how he should hit the ball, which way the goalkeeper might move, what they might think if he misses. Inevitably, his worry makes him take his eye off the goal and he misses the target. Pray with heartfelt gratitude. Prayer is a form of programming that people have practiced for centuries, but with one important difference from other kinds of programming. As well as verbalizing or internalizing something you want, you give thanks as if you already possessed it. Such gratitude connects you to a mightier power than you possess and unleashes great forces that work on your behalf. When you practice these programming techniques to achieve your goals, you will achieve with scientific certainty whatever you desire. Key points. Programming is a way to create a mental focus on our goals. The brain works best when it is left alone to find its way to a programmed goal. Affirmation should confirm your self-image as an individual or team. Visualizing yourself having reached your goal sends powerful images for your brain to work on. The best kind of motivation is an internal one driven by a desire to achieve a goal we want. We can motivate ourselves if we associate achieving our goals with thought of pleasure and missing our goals with thought of plan. For further support, at Talent and Skills Hub, you can be supported by our instructors, counselors and mentors on personal and professional development. You can book an appointment for one-to-one or group tutoring through our website, ts-hub.com. Reference and further reading. Garner, E. 2012, Maximizing Your Potential, Be All You Can Be. Ebook Eric Garner and bookboon.com.